Alright, today on the Ropes, I got the WBC lightweight champion, 24-0, 15 KOs. Many are calling the future of boxing. I'm here at his home. Devin Haney, what's good?
What's good with it? It's good.
Now, I want to go back a little bit. You know, your amateur career, you had 7 national titles. At the age of 17, became the youngest boxer to win the Youth World Championships in Reno. You had an amateur record of 138-8.
130 and 8.
130 and 8. Turned pro in 2015 at the age of 17. Was there ever a point that you considered quitting boxing as a kid?
No, never. Well, when I first started boxing, I was playing football at the same time. So you know that when you're young and you growing up, you know, you football, basketball, stuff like that. It's a team sport. You're around your friends. You know, it's more fun. It's more, you know, boxing is a lonely sport, especially as a kid. So when I first started, I liked boxing, but football was really my thing. So at times I was like, nah, I like football, but I was always better at boxing than football. I was good at football, but I was always better at boxing. So then one season, or my last season, my team, we lost like damn near every game, and I'm a sore loser. I hate to lose. I'm very competitive, and after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna quit football, and I'm gonna just focus on boxing.
You know, at one point, you might have thought about the Olympic route, but you decided not to go that route. With that being said, with the many conversations that you have with Floyd, did he ever talk about his Olympic experience with you?
Nah, we never really talked about the Olympics like that. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not really a big fan of the Olympics. He isn't either. So it's really not much to be said. Cause at the end of the day, I feel like it's really a waste of time. You know, all the young guys coming up, they could really, especially when they're fighting with no headgear against the top fighters in the world for, you know, no money, no nothing. Just to say that, oh, I went to the Olympics, or maybe I got an Olympic medal, you know, and to go pro, and it really doesn't mean anything.
You know, that's a great point there, because it was actually a documentary that came out a few years ago talking about that, whereas the grind to go through where you fighting 5 or 6 fights within a couple of days, and sometimes you can get cut and injured. Is it really worth it? And you're going to find that right now some of the best athletes in boxing really starting to turn pro. Will you see that more in the future?
A lot of guys then got burnt out trying to go the Olympic route, you know, just by, you know, fighting all these overseas fights, fighting all these, you know, top competitors, and end up going pro and flopping because they just had so much, you know, hard fights, so much, you know, times that couldn't wait every day for days straight, and traveling and, you know, doing all that by the time they turn pro, they're done. And I feel like that was my best decision for me, was to go pro at the age that I did, at the time that I did, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't be here at this time, you know, now if I didn't. So I gotta commend, you know, my pops on, you know, installing that and pushing me to make the decision to go pro, because of course, you know, when you're young, it's an Olympic dream. You want to go to the Olympics, you want to do that, but I'm very happy that I didn't try to go that route.
Now I gotta ask you, man, your first professional fight at a young age of 17.
I think I would still be amateur right now. Let me see. Yeah, I would still be amateur right now if I didn't go pro.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, thinking back to your first professional fight down in Mexico, man, describe to my audience what was that like to go to a foreign country where you pretty much hated, probably the crowd heavily against you during that time. What was going through your mind as a young 17-year-old?
I heard so much bad things about Mexico, like that it was corrupt, I was gonna get a bad decision, just everything you could think of about Mexico, they told me. Which, you know, some people might have just been, you know, trying to look out for me, and some people may have just been maybe hating or whatever. I don't know what the case may be, but I heard so much bad things about it. So by the time that it was finally time to go, like, I had already installed in my head that, you know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be at the end of the day. I trusted my skills. I feel like, you know, at that time I was like, man, I could beat anybody. They put anybody in there. They could switch the opponent, whatever they can do. I'm gonna be ready. So I trained super hard. I trained like I was fighting for a world title, you know. even though it was only my first fight, I was prepared for anything. But once I got down there and I seen that it wasn't what I thought, I was happy.
Just thinking back on your time down there in Mexico, how did that prepare you for the fighter that you are today?
It actually helped me a lot because at the end of the day, I would go there and it would be me and my team, maybe 4 or 5 guys, maybe 6, 7 at the most. And I would go there and I would fight at a bar, but it would be a bunch of the bar would be packed, like with people packed, like you couldn't move, you couldn't walk, and everybody would be against me. It would be, it was a full of Mexicans, full of Hispanics, and they would go for their fighter, which it's just how it is. So if the guy would get anywhere close to hitting me, the crowd would go crazy. I remember one time I just slipped in the ring, and the crowd went ballistic. You would have thought that I got knocked out or something, the way that they acted. So that was definitely the hardest part about being there. But when I came back to the States, it was like a breeze because all my family was there. All the crowd was for me. So if I get anywhere close to hitting my opponent, then the crowd would go crazy. So it was much easier coming back home to fight. And that's why I feel like some of these guys, they got it made because I maybe had like 12 fights in Mexico, and I didn't get a chance to fight on these big shows. I didn't get a chance to, I see Eddie Hearn, the guys that signed up under him, they fight overseas, London, here, there. Where did Joshua fight? Where was Joshua and Ruiz fight?
That was Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. They fight in all these nice ass places, and I used to go fight in bars, and I had to stay down for the come up. So at the end of the day, I'm happy that I did it. I wouldn't want to be fighting. Well, I wouldn't rather have been fighting, in these nice places, and it didn't work out well. I'm happy with the way that it did, but yeah.
With that being said, talk about your drive and will to be the very best in the sport of boxing.
At the end of the day, once I said that this was what I wanted to do, I wasn't, up for taking second or, up to just halfway do it. Me and my dad, when we decided that this is what we was going to do, we was going to put our all into it, and that's what I do. I'm dedicated all around the board. I'm not going to stop until my name be mentioned with the greats. I'm not a halfway boxer. I don't halfway do it. I don't, I'm not part-time boxer. I don't just do it for fun or do it because I'm good at it. I really do it because I love it and I'm passionate about it, and I want to be great.
With that being said, who do you feel right now is the best pound for pound fighter in boxing today?
Best pound for pound boxer. Me personally, I like Canelo. I think Canelo is pound for pound. Me personally, everyone was making Triple G to be pound for pound, and then Canelo beat him, and then it's like, everybody is saying what they're saying, but I think Canelo pound for pound to me.
Now, gotta ask you about this. With your dad advising you to invest in yourself, the importance of ownership. Mm-hmm. You have Devin Haney Promotions. Why did you start Devin Haney Promotions, and what is the goal for your company?
I think when in the beginning, I was, I had a good amateur career, so and I had a name. A lot of these guys, they think that just because they come out of amateurs and they won, they may have won a world championships or won something like that. At the end of the day, it's about marketing yourself and people knowing you. So when I came out of the amateurs, I made a name for myself. So I had some good offers on the table. Literally from everybody. Literally all the top promoters offered me something, and I wasn't satisfied with it. Me and my dad, we weren't satisfied with it. It was big money at the time for a guy that was 0-0 or 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, but I wasn't satisfied with it. So that's when my dad it started me to invest in yourself and basically stay down for the come up. And I realized if they offer me this much money when I'm 7-0, what about when I'm 16-0? What about when I'm 13-0? The money has to go up. There's no way that it could go down. It has to go up. So that's when we came up with the thing to start my own promotion, Devin Haney Promotions. And at first, we were just saying it. We were just saying that it's Devin Haney Promotions, DHP this, DHP that. Just like a whole bunch of other fighters say that they got their own promotion. But I'm really the only licensed promoter. Like I actually have a license. I actually can throw my own show. Well, I have thrown my own shows, and I'm not just using somebody else's license to and then they put my name on top of it. No, I'm actually a licensed promoter. So that's the thing.
I was going to ask you about that because, but you already said it that you're as far as only one with the license.
The boxing,
yeah, like
boxer. A lot of these other boxers say, well, of course, Mayweather. I'm talking about current boxers.
Yeah, I know what you.
Yeah. A lot of these guys, they say that they're promoters or they say that they got their promotion, but they really don't. They just using somebody like a third party type thing where they use a guy has a promotion and then they use his promotion. He does everything and then they just say his name. They put his banner up and they feel like, oh, that I'm a promoter now. No.
Do you currently have fighters signed under you right now?
No, I actually, I'm working with a few fighters to get some fighters signed right now. But one thing about me, I'm not interested into signing a bunch of fighters. Of course, I can sign a bunch of fighters, and then I can have some good fighters, some bad fighters, and I'm really competitive. I want to win in everything. So the fighters under me gonna be great. They gotta be they gotta be good. So I want to sign quality over quantity. So I'm taking my time. I'm not in a rush to just go sign anybody. But I'm working with a few fighters right now, and y'all will see soon.
Now, have you ever thought about putting on top-notch amateur?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I want to do some amateur fights and do like an amateur tournament or something like that. Just to give back. I don't want to do it to make any money or to receive anything. But I want to do it just to give back, to the amateurs. I remember those amateur days. I want to give out the best belts possible because I remember how big the belt used to be for me. How I used to be like, damn, I want that belt. That belt is nice, and the nice hotel rooms or nice host hotels and stuff like that. I remember them things. I was amateur, not too long ago, so I remember these things. So I just want to do it just to give back.
Man, I think that could be something that could be really huge, man. To really put it on to simulate what you see in the professional ranks, with the ring announcer and the whole nine.
For sure.
Just the stare off and everything, just to give that experience to the amateurs. That's something that's nobody's ever done before.
And not a lot of amateurs. I don't go to like amateur fights or anything like that. So not a lot of the amateurs get a chance to see me and meet me and talk to me. So that's one thing that I do want to do because. I just want to give back. I'm sure a lot of amateurs, they see me on social media and YouTube videos and all that, but they never get a chance to actually meet me and talk to me. So that's just something I just want to do. I want to get back to.
Now, I know you talked about it many times before, but just for my audience, what was the deciding factor with Eddie Hearn and signing with the Zone?
That they was willing to co-promote with me. That was one of the main things that I wanted. I wanted to co-promote. I didn't want no one to just give me a bunch of money and just to buy me out. That's not what I wanted to do. They were willing to co-promote and some certain things they were willing to work with me with, and that's what it was.
I don't know if you ever talked about it or not, but I wanted to ask about it. You've been knowing Floyd since you were a kid. How close was Mayweather Promotions to sign you, or if at all? And before you answer that, was one of the factors deciding that was that they already had someone at the 130 with Gervonta Tank Davis, who they were heavily promoting at the time, and that would probably be an issue to try to, push two stars at the 130 at the time.
Yeah, I was in talks with Mayweather before I signed, but nothing real heavy. But it was actually another promoter. I'm not gonna say no names, not like that. That it was between Eddie Hearn and another promoter that I was, it was really close, really like, it was like, it was in like some type of like bidding type war type thing that I was going to sign with, or I was thinking about signing with, and. Yeah, but me and Floyd, like, I know Tank or people may think that, you know, me and Floyd be talking about him, or, you know, thinking, oh, you know, you're another fighter in the 135 or 130. Nah, we don't say nothing. We don't say nothing about him. We don't talk about him. So that would never be the case to why, oh, I would never sign with him or anything like that. It would never be because of that.
Now, you have a YouTube channel, Real Devin Haney TV.
What's good, everybody? Y'all watching Real Devin Haney TV.
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 Real Devin Haney television, baby. That's the champ, man. Watch out for the hook. Watch out.
Talk about the importance of social media for boxers in this day and time as compared to before when they didn't have that.
Yeah, my YouTube channel started like when I was young. I started the YouTube thing before even it was the YouTube was just like big like it is now. Because now you can make crazy money on YouTube, like just doing regular stuff. I started a YouTube channel just because, you know, I wanted to get my name out there more, and you know, it just was a good idea. And then I ended up like, you know, kind of like blowing up just off like social media and YouTube, just all of it in a whole. I started to blow up, and then I started to get away from my YouTube. But I do want to get back. I do need to get back to my YouTube, because a lot of people they always demand videos like, we want to see Real Devin Haney TV. We want to see. Where's the videos? Where's the content? But I got to get back to it. But the importance of social media is huge. Look at Ryan Garcia. You know, look how big he is. You know, he never went to the Olympics. Look at me. I never went to the Olympics. I didn't go to the Olympics. I was built on social media. I was built, you know, posting sparring videos, bit videos, doing stuff like that. That's how Devin Haney was made.
Now I gotta ask you, man, what's the best advice you ever gotten from your dad?
Man, I couldn't even tell you like off the top of my head, because he just gave me so much advice every day. Like literally, like every day is like something new, you know, or maybe going back to some time ago.
Back.
Yeah. So yeah, my dad literally gave me so much advice, you know, just 24/7, that, you know, I couldn't just give you one thing, because, you know, he my dad, but like he also my life coach at the same time. So like, look, anything I could talk to my dad about anything, you know, anything, and you know what I'm saying, he gonna give me the best advice. And like when I was young, I used to think that, you know, he was trying to like, you know, control me, or he was trying to like, you know, like I was looking at it in a bad way. But then as I got older, I got mature, and I started to look at it like, he my life coach. He helping me. He guided me in life. He been here. He done that. He, you know what I'm saying, he saw that. And then that's when, you know, I just felt like I started to get further in life, and smarter and more mature.
Has there ever been a time he has never been in your corner for a fight?
No, not a professional fight. And amateur, like he missed like maybe like one tournament, like 2 tournaments. You know, just because it was just so many back then. You know, you go to one tournament, you go home for two days, and then you go to the next tournament. So I want to say maybe he missed like, when I was young though. As I got older, like when the tournaments actually meant things, like meant stuff, like meant that you was either going to go overseas or you was going to, you know, when they meant things, nah, he never missed. He ain't never missed none of those.
You know, I heard in a couple of interviews when the word love was mentioned, you mentioned your dad and boxing.
Yeah.
Those two.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, them is really, you know, my life right there. You know, if it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't even be boxing. You know, my dad is the first person to ever take me to the gym. And, you know, my dad has been there every step of the way. You know, he never turned his back on me, ever. You know, I didn't see a lot of people, you know, switch up, especially, you know, since, you know, I started making, you know, money. You know, I didn't see people, you know, want stuff and, you know, feel like I owe them things. And my dad I never felt like that from him. I never felt like I owed him anything but, you know, loyalty. Cause he been there with loyalty.
Would you say he's your best friend?
For sure. I definitely, like I said, I could talk to my pops about anything.
Yeah, I got. This is one of those hypothetical questions, man. If you could go back in time to any era in boxing, who would you like to fight and why?
Any era in boxing. I want to go back to the time when Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler. Like, I just feel like, but them guys are bigger than me, so I gotta go back to lightweights. Who was some of the best lightweights? We gonna just say forget the weight. So it gotta be Sugar Ray Leonard. What year was that? When was that?
That's back in the early 80s.
Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Berto Duran, Tommy Hearns. Them fights was crazy. They were all so talented, and I kind of feel like it's that kind of vibe now in the lightweight division with Teofimo, Tank, Ryan Garcia, Lomachenko. Like, you know, it's heating up, and it's looking like it's starting to be that, like, maybe one day they'll look back and be like, yeah, them guys it was all good. It was all competitive matchups.
Speaking on that, how frustrated is it for you when you're looking to get those big fights, and it seems like, I'm not saying they're avoiding, but it's
yeah. I definitely feel like those guys aren't in a rush to fight me. I feel like they feel like it's easier fights out there. But I know that these fights are gonna happen. Sooner or later, that it's gonna happen. It's no way that all these fights we're all on a collision course.
Yeah, because to be the best, you got to fight the best, and if you want to get on that legendary status, like say with the Sugar Rays and the Marvin Haglers and the Durans, they fought each other multiple times. So is it today's fighter scared to take that loss? Because you talked about, like, you don't have that fear of if you lose.
Yeah. I don't know what goes on in these guys' head. I don't really know if they're scared to take a loss or what it is, or if they just trying to talk themselves into a bag. You never know. But me, that's not me. I hate to lose, but if somebody's better than you, then you gotta accept it for what it is. But I'm willing to trust them in my skills, and I trust in my talent, knowing that I could go up against the best and I'll be victorious. I trust that my talent and my skills can go up with the best of them.
Now, I gotta ask, this is one of my signature questions I like to ask, because sometimes you might have kids who are going through things and they look for that inspiration to be inspired. What's one of the toughest things that you've been through in your life, and how did you overcome it?
I mean, recently, just adjusting to having money and having clout and stuff like that. It's not easy. You go from I wouldn't just basically from being regular or being average, just like money wise, to having money, and people see these things. People people know that people are smart. People can just tell the difference. I believe people can smell money. Like, people can smell literally money. You could be wearing just the regular stuff, but motherfucker could be like, yo, that's the other thing right there. He got some money right there. I'm not no fool. And like I was on the elevator the other day, and I was like, I wasn't wearing no jewelry or nothing. I was going to the pool, and this guy was like, he said something, and then he was like, yeah, he got the money right there. I said, I don't got no money. I don't know what you talking about. He said, no, I can smell it on you. I know you. So just being able to adjust to people coming at you in all different angles, all different being able to tell people no. I never been here before. So I never did this. I never been here. I never seen these type of girls do these type of things and try to do anything that they can to just get $1 out of you. I never been here, so just getting used to that and adjusting to that, knowing that I can't move like I used to. I can't do the things that I used to do. I can't do that no more. I can't talk to people the way that I may feel like, oh, I want to say something to this person, but I can't do it. I can't do that. A person may be just messing with you. They may be just trying to provoke you to do something to them, and you just can't.
In times like that, that's when you rely on your father for advice and things like that.
Definitely. He's definitely the main person that I go to when those things happen, and ain't been times where I think that this only happened to me. This stuff only happened to me. Never happened to nobody else. And then I go to my pops and he'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I remember that one time that same thing happened to me." And then maybe be like, "Ooh, okay, all right. Well, I'm happy that I know somebody else that went through this. I'm not the only one, and it got me through that situation."
Now, I want to take you back. At the MGM National Harbor in D.C., you paid tribute to Nipsey Hussle on your shoes. Mm-hmm. Why was that important for you to do that? And did you know Nipsey at all?
No, I never knew Nipsey. But it's crazy because like around that time, my pops was like around the times when he passed, my pops was like just had me listening to his album and like just was like about investing into myself and just believing in myself and getting into real estate and stuff like that. And then that's when he passed. So I was learning so much about him, and then he passed away. So it was something that was important to me to just tribute that fight to him because it just meant a lot. And even after he passed, I still was like reading into him and looking into him, and he like an angel. I feel like when I look at him like he's an angel. Like it's crazy.
With that being said, is that something that you would like to do as far as giving back to the Bay Area where you're from?
What?
As far as investing in your community?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely. I got 2 houses in the Bay right now that I bought that I'm fixing up and stuff like that. But yeah, that's definitely something that I want to do. I want to build. I always said this, that I want to build like a facility, like a Boys and Girls Club, because when I was
I was gonna ask that. Yeah.
When I was coming up, I used to be in the Boys and Girls Club. I used to be there all day, every day, like literally, like. My mom was working a lot, so I would go to the Boys and Girls Club literally from when I went to school to like nighttime. So like I grew up in that. So I want to put like a boxing gym in the Boys and Girls Club and build one. Just to give back.
A lot of people don't hear about Moms, man. Did she ever not want you to box at all? Did she ever have a fear for you boxing?
I wouldn't say she never wanted me to. She never like not wanted me to box, but she always was very like scared, like nervous, stuff like that. She still get nervous like at my fights and stuff like that. Like every fight, like she wouldn't even say anything. Like you'd be like, "Mom, you alright? Like you good?" I got this. I got this. But recently she been getting more comfortable, because she never really like been around me. Like my mom may have saw me spar maybe 2 or 3 times. My mama never been in like the gym or nothing like that, so she don't really like. She know that I'm big, but she don't know like really how good I am. But she don't know like she just that she just hear about me and see she can read and she read as much as she can, but she really don't know. Like my pops, he really knows because he been there every step of the way. He watched me come from level 1 to my level now. So
yeah, I got we had a recent loss, tragic death of Kobe Bryant. Mm-hmm. Do you plan on in the future fights maybe doing also a tribute on your shoes to Kobe?
I was definitely thinking about that. Just with my next fight, I want to do the Black Lives Matter, like tribute to that. And maybe we just show like some greats that passed away, some black greats that passed away, like Kobe, Nipsey, people like that.
Yeah, speaking on that, what are your thoughts of what's going on in the world, what you see right now?
Man, it's crazy. But it's been going on for so long. Just imagine how many times that police brutality has happened and we never had the chance to record it. We never got a chance to see it. It's probably still going on right now. Well, it is still going on right now. We just don't get a chance to see it. We just don't know about it because they hide those things from everyone else. But it's been going on for so long. So I'm happy to see that that we're all standing up for each other. Everyone is standing up for us blacks, and I feel like we're getting somewhere.
Right now, who's your go-to artist, man, when you working out?
Oh, I like Lil Baby. I like Lil Durk. I want to say them like my 2 right now, like Lil Baby, Lil Durk. Yeah.
What would be the one thing people would probably be surprised to know about Devin Haney?
I don't know. Most people, it's crazy because most people think that like I'm like a cocky type dude or something like that. Like I don't know why. Well, maybe because social media or something like that. But everybody always say like, oh, like I didn't expect you to be like this. I didn't expect you to be like humble and like as cool as you are. Like I'm literally, I will talk to anybody. Like if I'm in an Uber, I will talk to an Uber driver. Like I will talk to if I will talk to a homeless person, I will I never feel like I'm too good for anybody. I'm always level headed, and people may think that just because it is a part of marketing and a part of selling yourself. But at the end of the day, people don't understand how humble and genuine I am at the same time.
Are you surprised by people who might have a problem with you working with Floyd? Are you surprised about that, knowing that you've known him since?
I am surprised. Yeah, I am surprised of that because I've literally been knowing Floyd since I was like 9 years old. I met Floyd when I was like 9, and I've been knowing him for a while. So, he always been like a mentor to me. He always been, helping me. So now that they see us work out, I didn't really understand it, but that's the job of the media, to twist it and make headlines and make clickbaits and get some stuff going. That's what they get paid to do.
Have you ever asked them, they say, hey Floyd, man, what's up, man? Make that match happen with you and Tank.
No,
has that ever come up?
It ain't never happened, and it hasn't came up, yet. Maybe when it makes sense, maybe it will. Maybe that may be the way of the fight happening. Just by me and Floyd talking on the phone and me saying, let me get the fight. Let's make the fight. Maybe you never know. But when the time comes, we gotta see.
Now, I wanted to find out and talk about your experience when you went to the UK, and how was things when you went there.
Yeah, it was crazy when I went to the UK. I didn't expect my fan base to be that big over there. I did a media workout, and it was packed with people. The gym was so packed with so many people, and I didn't, just off me posting on my Instagram that I'm having a media workout. I didn't expect it to be like that. I didn't expect them to go crazy for me like that. So it was crazy. Shout out to my UK fans.
Yeah, UK, they're very passionate about boxing, man. Would you like to one day have a fight over in the UK?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to do a fight over there in the UK because I have to. I have too many fans, too many people that support me over there.
Let's say, hypothetically, if that fight ever happens with Ryan and Luke Campbell, and say Luke Campbell was to win, would you go over to the UK to fight him?
No. Not happening. Not happening. See, he gotta come here and fight me.
Oh, definitely gotta come here.
He don't have a belt. He don't have no say. He don't have nothing. He don't have nothing that goes on between me and him. With me in a fight with him, he has no say in nothing.
But could you imagine though, you taking that fight over there, and you beat him in his own backyard and winning over the crowd like that?
He just has no say in nothing that goes on. He has no say. Yeah, but I'm gonna fight somebody else in the UK because him, no.
Okay. Now, I've heard on many interviews that you talk about Sugar Ray being your pop's favorite. Have you ever had a chance to meet him, Sugar Ray?
Oh yeah, I met Sugar Ray one time, and he was cool. He was cool, but it was nice to meet him. He said that he'll teach me a few things, but it never really came into fruition. But maybe one day, you never know.
Now, I gotta ask you, man, who's your top 5 fighters of all time?
You can't just ask me on the order, just run cause I don't know. I gotta think, cause it's so many great fighters in so many different areas. I don't know. That's hard. We gotta come back to that.
All right, we'll come back to that.
We gotta put that in the what's the comment section, the description or something.
Yeah, all right, we'll come back to that. Now, I gotta ask, man, since the pandemic has started, how has training changed for you since all of this has occurred?
Really haven't changed that much. At first, I couldn't really spar like that because I was working out of my garage, so I couldn't really spar. That was the only thing, and I couldn't spar too because I was trying to stay social distance and stuff like that. I wasn't trying to be around a lot of people. But other than that, it really hasn't really changed. Of course, I would never want the pandemic to happen. I never wanted, I never planned for it to happen or never wanted it to happen. I never was happy that it happened. But it helped me because it gave me more time for my shoulder to heal and me to have more time to rest and recover. And now ready.
Do you have any idea who your next opponent will be?
Well, we're looking at a few guys right now. Nobody, is on paper. Nobody's set in stone. But we looking at a few guys.
With that being said, are you okay with taking less money?
No.
Because you said no.
No. Listen, I'm the type that I'm good. I'm A-okay if if I have to wait until some fans get back where I'm gonna earn the money that I'm set to earn, that I'm guaranteed, then yeah. But other than that, I don't want to do that.
That's interesting that you say that, because you're in a position where you can wait. Then you have some fighters who cannot wait and will take less money. And how dangerous is that for them to come up with the possibility of maybe taking some losses that they might have not taken?
They want to say that they want to try to use the pandemic as an excuse to pay us fighters less money, but at the end of the day, no. Give us what we've been earning. Don't do that. We like us fighters, we should stand. We should stand on it. Like, you know what? We ain't fighting. None of us fighting until everybody get paid the same amount of money, because that's not right. We go in there, we put our blood, sweat, and tears. We go put our bodies on the line. We go put our health on the line for people's entertainment and for these promoters to make money off of us. So no, we're not earning less. Y'all earn less. Y'all take the pay cut.
Has those conversations ever came up with Eddie?
No. Eddie's a good guy. Eddie is a man of his word, and everything that he said that he was going to do, he's done. So I commend him on that. That conversation never came about, and I respect him, and he respects me and my father.
Outside the U.S., where's one place you would love to fight?
I want to fight in like Tokyo or some shit like that. Like that shit would be crazy, like Tokyo or like fucking Africa, like Rumble in the Jungle was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that'd be crazy.
That would be interesting. Would you be willing to do something like?
Hell yeah. Show me the money.
Now, outside of boxing, man, what are some business ventures that you would love to get into and talk about the importance of what we talked about earlier, Black ownership?
Yeah, I definitely want to open up like some businesses and stuff like that. That's one thing I can't say. Like Floyd is like, that's what he's like been like preaching to me. He's like opening up businesses and like helping me, trying to showing me ways to go look at to get a business, to get like a Chickfila or Taco Bell, to showing me how I could get a Walmart. So that's something that I'm interested in and now I'm looking into.
Man, I was at In-N-Out today and I saw all the money coming through there. I was like, they was like an hour just in the way that In-N-Out today. I was like,
that was bringing it in for sure.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A be like that too.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll make sure my Chick-fil-A open on Sundays though. We be the only one open up on Sundays. It's crazy.
Oh man, okay. Now this question right here, man, for the people that know we're in the bully world, man. You got exotic Frenchie, man.
Yeah,
Talk about the little exotic Frenchie that you got.
I got a Merle Frenchie. I paid a lot of money for her.
Probably a lot of money.
She gives me a headache every day, but she's part of the Devin Haney brand. I'm gonna start a page with just like I'm a breeder, and I'm gonna start a page with just like dogs and shit.
Because you've taken her on the road with you, because I seen you with the family at MGM.
She been on my fights and stuff like that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, she come and watch. She come and watch the champ go to work. she know her dad is the truth.
You hear, man? You looking for a top stud to breed too.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you started looking yet?
My brother got like a few Frenchies too, so I'm gonna probably breed with his dogs.
Yeah, I gotta ask, man. What's your thoughts on the Doghouse Farm, man? And would you like to ever do that again?
I mean, it's good. I mean, it's a good experience. Of course, it's not something to do on the often, but it's definitely a good experience, especially for a young fighter. Coming up with all the pressure on them, and just the nerves and everything. Yeah.
What now? I gotta ask you though, with the whole controversy lately with the whole Tank and Red Cash sparring.
Yeah.
What's your rule on recording when it comes to sparring? Because you do
I'm
it.
a king of recording.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the wrong person to ask about that. But
has it ever been?
What was it about?
Red Cash thought it was. He didn't feel like it should have been recorded because his team was told that it shouldn't have been recorded, but it got recorded anyway. Yeah. So that's why I asked.
Things like that just happen in boxing, but at the end of the day,
because you do it all the time, so you already let your opponent know, hey, look, it's going to get.
I tell them that I'm gonna record. At the end of the day, you cannot record. At the end of the day, because I will go look at my footage at the end of the day and try to get better off of it. And at the end of the day, who's Ray Catch? Tank has a name, so if Ray Catch posted a video of him getting off on Tank, then Ray Catch could benefit way more than Tank could. Of course, Tank posted a video, but Tank didn't really benefit that much off of it. Of course, he showed that he was beating him, but he didn't really. Imagine if Ray Catch posted a video of him beating up Tank, it would go viral. Everybody would be going crazy about it. So, pay the cost to be the boss, man. You can't really capitalize off it. You can't record, my man. And especially because if I'm paying you. Oh my man, I'm definitely recording.
Who would you like to spar with that you hadn't got a chance to spar with?
I want to spar Crawford. I want to spar Terrence Crawford. I want to spar him that.
Have you talked to him about that?
Nah. Oh yeah. We talked about it. We talked about it a few times. I've been telling him for like a few years now. Let me bring me to camp. I want to spar. But he always just be talking shit. But one day we gonna spar.
Yeah, I think because just recently Malik Hawkins and Malik Warren from the Upton Boxers, they went out to Nebraska to be in camp with Jamal Hearn, which was unfortunate that he wasn't able to fight because of the whole testing situation with the COVID-19. So it's kind of strange with the false negative with the test. Have you been through that process yet of being tested?
I haven't been through that. No, I don't even know nothing about the process.
All right,
I know about the NBA players with the bubble and shit like that, but that's all.
Before we wrap things up, man, what would you like for my audience to know about Devin Haney?
I mean, that, I feel like, I really just gave y'all pretty much, a lot about me. What you see is what you get. That's pretty much it, for real.
Yeah, before we leave, I gotta ask about this though, man, because you've been trying hard to get that fight with Lomo. Mm-hmm. Do you think it will ever happen? In your honest opinion?
Me personally, I don't think that is going to happen. That's why if you peep that, I kind of like fell back off of it because I don't really see it happening. I don't really see like any movement in it. Like Loma doesn't even say anything at this point. Like he does. Have we heard him say anything? He doesn't say anything. So I think Loma is on his way out. He probably wants to fight Lomachenko and then maybe go down or maybe even retire. He accomplished a lot, and in his full career of boxing, through amateurs, through pros, I don't think that he has too many more fights in him.
Now, how you feel when people call your name out? Like, for example, Gary Russell Jr.
Gary Russell calls my name out, but does he really want to fight? No. When it comes down to really setting up a fight, does he really answer? Does he really say anything? No. My dad reached out to him directly, talked to this man on the phone. He don't want to fight me. He does not want to fight me. A fight with me is not hard to make. We have this man's phone number. If he wants to make the fight, it's easy to make. He's capping. He just lied to the internet. He just lied and used my name for clout. He don't want to fight.
All right, you hear it. Once again, I want to thank you for your time today, man. I really appreciate it, man. Welcome me into your home.
Thank you.
And man, a future legend right here sitting on the couch, man. And Looking forward to your next boxing event.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate your time today. Devin Haney, WBC lightweight world champion, on the ropes. We out.
Let me see, my first belt. This is my first belt right here, WBC Youth Champion. I want to say I was like, I think I was 18 when I won that. And then, let me see, what was the next one? I think the USBA. I won that next. And then, yeah, I won the USBA next. And then my next fight, I want to say Moran fight. I fought Moran for this. Let's see. Yeah. Fought Moran for that. And then, I'm not sure. I think the top three is when I fought Saul or Abdullah, I want to say. I don't know. I'm not really sure exactly when, but I just know that agreement right there. That's my baby right there. Fought Moran, won that. Bam. This is my latest right here. The Nevada Fighter of the Year, Fighter of the Year award. You're gonna have like the ceremony in a few months. These are my Nipseys right
Oh,
here.
that's a Nipsey Hussle shoes right there.
Nipsey's legendary right here. Fought in these. One knockout of the year in these. Legendary.
All right, there you have it. Man, I really appreciate your time today, man. There you go. I think my daughter got your, because I got one of the Devin Haneys Promotions shirts, man. My daughter took the shirt. Oh man, this mural of Kobe is nice, man.